Hey folks, happy Friday. Welcome to Advisory. I hope you guys are all doing well. Today in Advisory, we're going to be doing a study hall and grades check, and we've done this plenty of times last semester, but I wanted to make this short video as a reminder kind of what the purpose of study hall is and what we should be doing during study hall. So there's a few reasons why we do study hall every once in a while in Advisory. The first is to offer a few minutes for students to complete and focus on academic tasks. That means anything that has to do with school or schoolwork. Life gets busy, the days can get packed, and so what I want to do with these study halls is to offer you a time to take a breath and have a focused moment where you're just thinking about schoolwork. So there are a few best uses of this time. The first is to get things done. It's about 20 to 25 minutes of time, and so there are definitely things that if you put a phone away and you get rid of distractions that you can get done, especially if it's an assignment that's due for your third or eighth period. You're welcome. But sometimes 20 minutes isn't necessarily enough time to get something done or to start on something and then have to switch to something else very soon. And so you might want to use the time to run through some study materials for an exam that you have coming up, or to organize your assignments. Take a moment to figure out what is going to be due when, what you should prioritize. You can fill out a weekly or monthly calendar with those assignments or with other events that you have going on, just so you're not taken by surprise when those deadlines come up or when those events happen. And the last thing you can do and should do with this time is to check up on your own grades. That means both in PowerSchool and or the grades that you have in like Google Classroom or another platform like that. And that gets us into the second half of the purpose of this, is to check on your grades and have the adult in the room, your advisor, check on your grades as well. Now, sometimes this can be intimidating. Sometimes this can be uncomfortable, depending on what your grades are or how comfortable you are talking to your advisor. And so this is kind of the purpose of checking on grades. First and foremost, nobody can do this, meaning school or life, without support. That's a big purpose of Advisory in general, is to give you the support that you need to get through school, to get through life. And so grades checks, while they might be uncomfortable or you may not want to look at your grades,
Some of you look at your grades like this. Don't tell me my grades.
it gives an opportunity for the adult, your advisor, to offer guidance and accountability. And that's not to be a finger wag or to say you're
Such a bad student. You gotta get better at being a student.
Shame on you.
No, accountability, when it's done right, means that there is someone that you trust, like your advisor or someone else, and you know that they care about you enough to ask how you're doing, and you're going to have to answer honestly. And sometimes just knowing that our parents or other adults or other people want us to succeed and want to see us succeed, sometimes just knowing that that person is out there can help. It also gives you the opportunity to see the big picture of your grades and which of your classes might need some, as my grandma used to call it,
Tender love and care.
it'll help you see which of your classes you might need to focus more on, maybe which teachers you need to talk to, which tests you should spend more time studying for. It's important to look at the full picture of your grades consistently, not just at the end of the grading period. Because ultimately, your grades are not your parents, they're not your teachers, they are yours. Understanding this big picture is one of the best ways that you can take ownership of your own education. During this time, the advisor's responsibility, your teacher's responsibility, is to ask students to pull up their grades, or the teacher can pull them up themselves on their computer. The advisor should facilitate quiet and focused time for students to work while they wait to talk about grades, and so that may involve asking folks not to talk, or it may involve asking you to do something else with your phone so that you're not distracted or you're not distracting others. And the advisor should offer kind and specific guidance on how students can improve in certain classes or with certain habits. During this time, your responsibility as a student is to pull up your grades in PowerSchool if PowerSchool is working.
Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
During the study hall, while you're waiting to talk to your advisor, you should focus on academic tasks only, assignments, studying, organizing, all of these things that we talked about earlier. And I do mean focus. It can be very hard, but it's, I think, a good practice to set distractions away, whether it's friends in the class, your phone, whatever, just for 20 minutes to see what you can get done in a short amount of time when you focus. I am not very good at focus, but I have found that if I can set a timer for 20 minutes or if I can just do things in short bursts, that I get a lot more done. And then finally, listen to the guidance of your advisor, all right? They know a thing or two about school, and by now they probably know a thing or two about you. And so, take what they say and think about it. And also come with your own questions about how you can improve or what you should do in a certain school circumstance. That is what your advisor is here to do. They are here to advise. And grade checks are one of the many ways in which they can help you and support you. So that's that. Use the rest of this time for a study hall and grades check. And then in the future, make sure that when there's a study hall or grades check on the advisory calendar for the day, that you use that time as efficiently as you can to get things done for school. That's all from me. Be good to yourself and others, and I'll see you real soon.